Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm so excited to do this video today. This is going to be my top 10 tips. Now I don't know if I've filmed a specific, just like top 10 tips before. I know I've done like tips for going to camp or my top 10 things to take. I don't know if I've ever done my top 10 tips. So I was like, this would be quite a fun video. Now I just sat and kind of like drafted them out. These are definitely just 10 tips. There are so many more that you could probably think of about going to camp, but for me, when I was writing these down, I kind of tried to go in order of like kind of the hiring stage through to get into camp, in terms of like covering a few different tips, not just tips when you get there or tips when you're prepping. It was kind of a bit of everything. So I'm literally just going to quick fire these off. This is going to be a really quick video just because I literally just filmed a video. I filmed my girl talk advice video, and I don't know if this is going to go up after or before that one, but what I found so funny was just that I literally talk about a topic and then go into so much detail, which will probably be amazing for so many of you to have that detail, but then I was like, I feel like I've said this 3,000 times already. So this kind of video I love because I can literally just like bam, list it off, give you a tiny explanation, and then move on to the next. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Okay, number one is join as many of the Facebook and WhatsApp groups that your camp offer as possible. Now definitely join my summer camp community group on Facebook. This has been so amazing, and so many people have said how incredible it's been for them in terms of meeting people going to their camp or finding people to travel with, and it's just been a really nice kind of like starting point. And even just asking questions, like people ask questions about all sorts, about traveling, visas, what to pack, like what kind of suitcase to take, like those kind of questions are asked in that Facebook group, which is amazing. But then when you also get placed at a camp and you find out where you're going, make sure you ask them about joining any Facebook or WhatsApp groups that they offer. So we have like a full Tyler Hill Facebook group which has everyone in it, and we kind of just put our introductions in there. We don't get told about any important dates or anything coming up, and it's just more to like really excite us. But we also have WhatsApp groups as well, which have been brilliant. We have a full staff WhatsApp group which again has all of us in there, and it's a little bit more laid back than obviously Facebook because you can just actually text people and just chat in WhatsApp like that. We also have a UK and like Ireland group chat as well, which is amazing for people sorting travel plans. And even if like your camp maybe don't offer it, maybe suggest like setting one up. Ask if you can do that because they will really appreciate that, and sometimes they just don't have the time or kind of the facilities to set up a chat like that. So if you want something like that, literally just set one up. I remember, I think it was my second year that me and my friends set the WhatsApp group up for camp, and we just posted it in the big Facebook group, like, oh look, if anyone wants to join, get excited for camp, feel free to join. So that's a really good tip. It will just help ease the whole process if you can go to camp knowing most of the people already and having conversations like this. What is so amazing about Tyler Hill and my camp, like the staff coming this year, there's a group of I think maybe 8 people that have never met before, have literally just known each other through like WhatsApp and having FaceTime calls and Zoom calls, and they're all going to Tyler Hill, and they've all decided to go to New York for like a little holiday before camp, get to know each other, and then go to camp together. And I think this is amazing that like just from like having groups and like group chats has helped them gain friends that way, and then just feel like they can just book a holiday and then go to camp together. I think it's absolutely incredible, and like I say, it'll just ease the whole process, and it's so nice to travel with someone or knowing someone. So definitely recommend that. Okay, tip number 2 is like interact and research as much as you can about camp. Like try and find out about what they stand for, kind of like what their goals are for the summer, if they have a camp theme for the summer. Like we always have a theme of the summer, and then it's really kind of put into the camp structure, that theme, and we like live by it all summer, and it's so nice. Last year we had We've Got Your Back, and like one year was like Be the Change, and like there's normally a theme that goes throughout the summer, and it's just really nice to have something that we all kind of like stand for as a camp, if that makes sense. But yeah, follow your camps on YouTube, Instagram, like TikTok if they've got it, and just interact and find out as much as you can. Instagram's a really good way as well because they've like, for my camp especially, we post, I think it's daily they post, and there's always new photos on there, and for new staff that's really nice to see, to kind of get a little inside look into camp from like a different perspective and see what kind of different things they offer, like different photos, different activities, and yeah, interact and have as much to do with camp before you actually get there. Okay, tip number 3 is kind of like buy your camp essentials on the run up to camp. Don't leave everything till the very last minute to go shopping. I did this my very first year, and I just thought, oh well, it's only toiletries and little bits here and there that I need, and then I got sent my packing list through from my agency, and I was like, oh my god, like I feel like I have none of this. Like I didn't really have any spirit wear, I didn't have themed outfits, I had nowhere near enough pairs of socks, like swim stuff, I had no swimsuits at the time. So like, don't leave it to the last minute. I know most people that watch my videos and are in like my Facebook group and stuff, they definitely aren't leaving it to the last minute. You're all like so prepared, and people are buying stuff already, which is amazing. So keep it up because it's so much nicer to have things on like like spread out and you've bought them as you go, instead of having to like bulk buy everything, and it costs a lot more money and it just becomes way more stressful. So try and ease yourself into it. Okay, tip number 4 is try and find someone to travel with. Now I touched on this obviously in the first tip about joining Facebook groups and stuff, but really trying to find someone to travel with is so nice. Even if you can't necessarily travel with them, even just having someone to talk to whilst you're traveling, if they're traveling at the same time, like having that one person, because I know a lot of people are starting to get a little bit nervous, a little bit worried about either traveling by themselves. If you just have one person that you can talk to, or ideally one person you can travel with, you 9 times out of 10 you're going to find someone that's going to the same camp as you, that is from a similar area, that's going to fly from a similar airport, or probably the same airport. And like I say, there's people that are going to my camp that have made all these travel plans together, and a few months ago they didn't know each other existed. So try and just put yourself out there, ask people, just say, oh, I'm going to travel on this date, is anyone else thinking of flying out, and see if you can find a travel buddy, because it will make the whole process so much smoother. Okay, my next tip is one for like packing, and it's use packing cubes. These I've spoke about on loads of videos before, but they are honestly the best thing you can ever invest in, and you can buy them on like Amazon or eBay or a lot of places now. I think you can even get them on Shein. I think I bought some on Shein, and you can just buy a pack of like 7, and they're like £6 or £7, and they are the most handy things, especially like traveling in general, but especially going to camp, because when you first get to camp you won't be put straight into your bunk, so you'll have your suitcase and you'll kind of move around a little bit for the first few days before you get given your permanent bunk. And if you know like, oh, I need like a sporty outfit for this day, I need something to dress up in, like have packing cubes with things by kind of like item of clothing. So have like one for your shorts, one for your themed outfits, one for your sports bras, one for like underwear, and then you know like when you're in your bunk you can just open your case. It looks so much more organized just having packing cubes. Then you can just whip a packing cube out, whichever one it is, you know which one's got what in, and it just saves you having to like throw all your clothes out your suitcase. Everything goes really, really messy, and honestly it will save your life. Like they are the best travel purchase I think I've ever made. Okay, tip number 6 is invest in a good water bottle. Now I speak about this a lot, but I underestimated myself. Like this is my trusty water bottle that I literally take everywhere. One of my campers actually gave me this very, very kindly, and I've got so many like random stickers on it, but this honestly comes everywhere with me. It is absolutely amazing. Like it keeps my drinks cold all day, and it is so worth the investment. I always recommend like taking one of these through the airport with you, because I can obviously just take this through empty and then fill it up when I get through security, or even just buy one when you get there. Like when you go to Walmart or Target, if you don't have one, make sure you buy one, because you need to make sure you're drinking so much water and staying hydrated whilst you're at camp, because it can honestly get so hot and you will be exhausted if you're not drinking properly. So treat yourself to a nice one. Like you can just obviously get like plastic water bottles as well, but I find these just last. Like I know people that went through so many plastic water bottles throughout the summer because they just don't hold up. This is now going on like 8 months strong and we're still here, so definitely invest in a good water bottle. Okay, tip number 7 is don't take orientation for granted. So let's fast forward now. Imagine you've got to camp, you've traveled there, and you're in orientation, and you're getting thrown into the deep end with all these crazy activities and like dance parties, themed events, like sporting activities. Put yourself out there and really enjoy orientation, because it goes by in the blink of an eye, and when the kids get there everything changes and you're in proper camp mode. Like orientation is camp for the counsellors, and I always say that, and I love orientation so much because it's the time that you can really get to know all of your staff and bond with them and make amazing memories with them before, like whilst preparing yourself for the kids arriving. Don't be afraid of looking silly. Make sure you dance on the table, sing at the top of your lungs, like get to know everyone, get to know all of the camp chants and all of the songs, and just have the best time, because like I say, it flies by. When the kids get there, then the summer flies by, and then before you know it you're traveling, and then before you know it you're back home again. So just don't take it for granted. Really embrace orientation. Don't be afraid of looking silly, because honestly if you're the one not getting involved, you're actually you just stand out more then. Like everyone wants to just let their hair down, be a little bit crazy, because it's really the time that just nobody cares and you can just be your true self. Okay, tip number 8 is take every opportunity that camp gives you. Camp will offer you so much, maybe without you even realizing. Like what we do, this is a really, really amazing idea actually, and when we used to have staff meetings, we had someone that kind of came on board and introduced this idea to us, and we had like a lot of different parents of campers that maybe did like really specialist job roles, say if like they were lawyers or doctors or worked in like media or finance or specific things like that. they actually were kind of being like, I can't remember what the word was, whether it was like a mentor. It was like a mentor program. And if you maybe like you wanted to go into a job role, say if you really wanted to go into law, like they would set you up with connections to speak to this person who could kind of mentor you through and help you with some opportunities. And what was amazing is this was open to everyone from all over the world. Like it wasn't just restricted to American staff, like everyone could go and do this. And that was such an amazing opportunity that like they can offer you things like that, and then you can take that on board, and that could be amazing. Like that could be some incredible opportunity for you. But even just in terms of little things that camp offers, like if someone asks you to take the kids to a baseball game, or asks if you want to go on the trip, or asks like little things, like take those opportunities. And camp can give you so much, and make sure you take on board all those opportunities, because like I say, it's 2 months, like 2 months out of the year this will last, and you'll literally get home and you'll be just wanting to go back the next summer. Make sure you've lived your camp experience to the fullest. I feel like that's the best way to describe it. And yeah, just make sure you're not leaving with any regrets. It's like, oh, I wish I should have done that, I wish I should have like taken advantage of that, or like gone on that trip. Make sure you don't ever have that feeling. Okay, tip number 9 is make sure you try and form relationships with every single one of your campers, ideally in the whole division. Obviously you'll have a bunk. I keep saying this like every camp's the same, it's really not. So at my camp we have different divisions, and say for example freshman is the youngest division. Now we have something like 80 freshman girls, which is a really big division, and they're split over maybe like 7 or 8 bunks, and they'll probably have like between 10 and 12 kids, and then obviously the counselors in there as well. Now you'll obviously know all the kids in your bunks really quite well, or like I say, really make sure that you try and form those relationships with everyone in your bunk, and then try and extend it out to every kid in your division, because it's so nice when you have kids within the division that know you and you're not just kind of secluded to your bunk. So make the effort, and obviously all the things you do as a division you'll do all together, like any evening activities, or when you go to just different sports throughout the day, or anything for that matter, you'll be with the division. So make sure you don't just kind of stick with the kids you know in the bunk, like really get involved with other kids. Like the division is your whole division, it's not just your bunk. So really make sure you try and make relationships with everyone, and that goes for counsellors as well, like counsellors in different bunks within your division, because you'll be spending so much time with them. Your entire summer will virtually be with these people, so really make sure that you're taking the time to kind of have those conversations with them, and make every kid feel like you care and you do want to actually have a conversation with them and have a relationship with them. And again, like treasure the time you have with them, because you literally will blink and the summer will be over. So really make sure that you're like, even if there's like little things that are annoying you, or little like arguments maybe you're having, or little things like that, don't dwell on them, because like you're there for such a short space of time. If like there's a tiny little argument that's happened between 2 of the kids and it's affecting you or something, just try and resolve it, because the more you dwell on that, the more exhausting it can feel, and the more that's going to affect your summer in the long run potentially. So make sure that you just treasure those moments with them, because like you say, it's going to be gone, summer's going to fly by, and you're going to be at home, they're going to be at home, and you're just going to be counting down the days to the next summer. So yeah. Okay, and then tip number 10 is simply just prepare yourself for the best summer ever. Now I always say this, and it gets me so excited that you guys are going to experience camp for the first time, or the second time, or the third time, whatever time it is you're going to camp. And it just makes me so excited that everyone's going to go and have such an amazing time, and I hope everyone is feeling really positive about going, whether they've been placed at camp yet, or whether they're still at the application stage, or any stage that you're at, you're just excited about going and having such an amazing summer. I am so incredibly excited for the summer, you guys have no idea. I can't wait. But yeah, get excited, because the countdown is officially on. Right, that is my top 10 tips. I say top 10, I'm just gonna say 10 tips maybe, because I probably have forgotten some really important tips. If there's anyone on here that has some other tips, whether you're a returner or a new staff that's just heard something that you think is a really good tip, please leave it down below, because I can always make multiple of these videos, other tips, and it's always nice for other people to read the comments and see someone else's tip and be like, oh, that's a really amazing thing. But thank you for watching. I'm about to go and sunbathe. I'm currently down at the beach, and it's such a nice day, but it's still like midday, and like the sun is at its hottest right now, and the UV index is insane. So I was like, I don't want to sit and cook myself, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to come and film a video. And it's been great. So yeah, thank you for watching guys, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.